Here's a how-to on a chair assembly. This is an IKEA brand chair. Here's what the assembled chair looks like. Comes in a package like this. Let's remove the packaging. Okay, the content of the package is this. This is the main back side of the chair, back seat with two legs. This is the front two legs braced together with a brace. This is the soft cushion, bottom of the seat. There is two more braces that connect the front two legs to the back side of the chair. There is a package of hardware and an L key to assemble the chair. And here's a bag of plastic blocks that is used to lock the seat of the chair onto the frame. Let's get things unwrapped. Once you get everything out of the packaging, here's what you are going to end up with. This is the back side of the chair, the back two legs and the back seat, like I was saying. This is the front two legs and brace across them, and there's two more braces that connect the front two legs to the rear two legs. Seat cushion, plastic blocks, and a set of hardware. As far as the hardware goes, the content of that bag is going to be two long screws, two short screws, four of these washers, four of these cylindrical nuts, an L key, a plastic stop clip, and four locks for the seat. Okay, we'll start the assembly with the front two legs. Here's the hardware that's going to be used to assemble this part of the chair. We're going to use these two cylindrical nuts, and we'll have to use two of these screws, and the ones that you have to use are the longer ones, because you have two short ones and two long ones, like I just said. Step one is to insert these cylindrical nuts into slots on the inside part of the leg subassembly. And you have to take these two screws and basically just start threading them into the nuts. These cylindrical nuts have a slot cut into one end of the nut, and it makes sense to use a flat screwdriver to hold this in place and line up the threads. And that is what I'm going to do on this side. I'm going to hold that nut in place and start threading this screw. You have to just barely start the threads, catch the threads, and not really make too many turns. And we will do the same to this side also. You have to make only a few turns so the screw stays in place and catches the threads in the knot. The next thing that we are going to do is install these two braces. They have a taper on one end, as you can see here, and the back side of them has two pegs that are different diameter, and they have matching sockets in the legs. These are installed in this manner. The next thing to do is to install these washers, and they are kind of half circle type of a washer with an open slot in the middle. Here's the way they provision this to be assembled. Since you have this screw, this is a demonstration only. Since you have this screw pre-installed into the legs, slide this washer into this pocket, and the screw is just going to basically sit against this metal washer. Okay, now we are going to install these washers into these pockets. This is the L wrench that we are going to be using to tighten down those screws that hold the chair together. It has a ball on one end, which is a help, since we are going to use this wrench at an angle while working down those screws. It goes at this angle into the pocket, and you just basically have to rotate it until the screw is tight on one side. The other side. Now you're going to be using the short leg of the wrench to finish these screws. Here's a close-up of that screw installation with a washer into that pocket. And this is the way this wrench fits with the short end. And now we have a pre-assembled part of the chair. The next thing to do is basically do the same to the back side of the chair. You have two more cylindrical nuts, two more screws and two more washers. These also slide in to these cutouts. You also pre-install these screws with a few turns. That's how you slide it in. And now we are ready to assemble these two pieces together. Okay, we're going to use two of these washers again. And use the same L-shaped wrench to tighten those screws to hold these two parts together, and we make these screws tight on two sides. That's one side, and here's the other side that we have to make tight. At this point we have the frame of the chair assembled, like so. The next step would be to attach this part of the chair, the seat itself. And to attach the seat to the frame of the chair, we have to use these 4 locks and this plastic stop clip. This plastic stop goes into this hole that is pre-drilled. It gets installed into the hole with the flat part toward the front of the chair. The second piece is basically a lock. Just slide into the first part that is installed into the hole. Next we are going to install these seat locks. They are plastic. These locks go into these holes that are pre-drilled, and they are different diameter, so you really don't have a chance to install these wrong. Here's how these locks are installed. Move on to the next one. And 2 more on this side. Okay, now I have the bottom part of the seat ready to be attached to the frame. Now here's an important part of the installation of the seat. have to push it down all the way until this lock actually slides past the frame of the chair and locks. And now we're ready to lock the bottom part of the seat to the frame using those plastic locks. What you have to do is just put them like so, and you have to do this 4 times. And here's a close-up of how this works. And at this point we are finished with the chair assembly process. I like it. Nice chair. And once you put the chair together, it's ready to be used. I'm going to give it a test. Nice. I like it. It's comfy and stylish. 5 stars chair.